My people, welcome to Box Center. JSmiff in the flesh. You already know what it is, man. Your favorite boxers, favorite boxing shit. Man, let's get it poppin', my people. We gotta talk about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing people talking about Shakur Stevenson duck tank when he decided to sign with Matchroom. Really? We gotta talk about that. That's unacceptable. We gonna set the record straight though. Real talk. Get with me, my peoples. Let's get it in, yo. Y'all already know what it is. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Yup. Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. Yo, let's talk about it. What's going on with that? Number one, we already know we're not getting that fight next. But a lot of people was already predicting that Tank Davis was going to knock Shakur out, and that's a fight that I guess we can still get in the future. But I'm still, hearing people like, yo, Tank would have knocked him out, and feeling like maybe Shakur Stevenson doesn't really want that fight. Come on now. Come on now. You cannot say that Shakur don't want that fight. He made that very obvious. And they simply never sent him a contract. That's why we did not get Tank versus Shakur next. It was very simple. Um, if you guys recall, Tank was gonna fight Lomachenko, and for whatever reason, Lomachenko said that he don't want to fight no more, for the rest of this year, and that opened the door for Tank to be able to fight Shakur. And what happened? They even said at some point that they were gonna send a contract. They never did. They never sent the contract. So, do they want to fight Shakur? I would say no. I would say they don't want to fight Shakur because if they did, then why was the contract never sent? Now, that's my take. You want to fight somebody, you're going to show some type of effort. They were showing that they wanted to fight Lomachenko. You didn't see that with Shakur. You didn't really see that interest. In fact, Tank's own people were saying, yo, we prefer to fight Pitbull. That's the fight we want. And look what happened. Pitbull got beat. So, that option is out of the way. We already know that Shakur got his next opponent, Joe Cordina. Who's Tank going to fight next? Is Tank going to fight El Rayo Valenzuela, who beat Pitbull Cruz? Because that should put him in front of the line. Now, peoples, you already know, man, Box Center. Subscribe. This is where you're going to get that fire boxing content. But check it, man. Again, a lot of people's predicting that Shakur Stevenson will get knocked out by Tank. Even washed, like early type of knockout. I gotta see, that's a fight that I believe we gotta see. Gerson Devilla was good. Boom. Appreciate you hopping on, my boy. So check it, my peoples. What y'all think, man? If Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson fight each other, how do you think that fight plays out? And I tell you right now, Shakur and Tank, they not ducking each other. I think it's the business aspect. Well, if anything, Tank kind of ducking Shakur. Because I see Tank Davis on Twitter ready to murder Shakur Stevenson. But then when it comes to real life, he's not sending any contracts. He's not trying to make the fight happen. His team don't look like they want it. So, who's ducking who if we want to say that somebody's ducking? Who? I'm going to say, yo, Tank is the one ducking because, Shakur is there like, yo, send the contract, buddy. I'm ready to sign that. Holla at me. And what happened? No contract was ever sent. And them peoples is on video saying, yo, we're going to send a contract is going to be going that way. Something along those lines. No contract was ever sent. So, you know, I don't think nobody ducking, but if we want to say somebody is ducking, I don't think it's debatable, you know. But I see that Shakur Stevenson already got his next opponent lined up. Let's see when Tank get his next opponent, and hopefully after their next fight, they'll revisit negotiations and try to make it happen. Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis, that's a fight that we have to have. We gotta have it. So many people are sure, yo, positive that Tank Davis gonna knock Shakur out. I'm talking about he gonna wash him, he is gonna be an early knockout, all that crazy stuff. So at the end of the day, when the fight happens, that's when we're gonna know how it's gonna play out. I tell you, I know how it's gonna play out, and I already put it on video. Either you agree with me, or at some point you're gonna be like, damn, Jay told us. Should have listened to Jay. Remember, when Pitbull Cruz was gonna fight Rayo Valenzuela, what did everybody say? Oh, Pitbull's gonna knock him out. Oh, Rayo's not gonna be able to run from Pitbull for 12 rounds. Oh, Pitbull got too much power for Rayo. And what happened? Rayo put together a masterclass. Put the Swiss beats, the Dre beats, and the Apple beats on Pitbull Cruz. That's the way the cookie crumbles. In that case, the boxer beat the puncher. Shakur Stevenson is the boxer. Tank Davis is the puncher. Yo, 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 minus 1 is 0. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But what I'm trying to say is that Shakur's gonna put hands on Tank, and he's gonna be able to avoid his power. Come on now, Pitbull went the distance with Tank Davis. Why would people believe that Pitbull was successful in staying away from Tank's power, but Shakur, who has a way better defense, is not gonna be able to? Does that really make sense? Are we saying that Pitbull got better defense than Shakur? I don't think anybody is going to say that Pitbull has better defense than Shakur. So why would Shakur Stevenson get knocked out by Tank Davis when Pitbull was able to stay away from that knockout punch? Why? Why? My peoples, I already told you what it is, man. Box Center, giving you that serious boxing content. You gotta check out the videos in this channel. Yo, select a random video. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, say, nah, this is whack. But watch one of my videos, watch one of my shorts, see something in there, and decide for yourself. Do I want to subscribe to this channel? Because this is it right here. Again, my peoples, Shakur Stevenson is going to outbox Tank Davis the same way El Rayo Valenzuela outboxed Pitbull Cruz. There you have it right there. That's the prediction. And guess what? This prediction reminds me of when Errol Spence was going to fight Bud Crawford. And you know why it reminds me of that? Because y'all remember how everybody was saying Bud is going to get knocked out, Errol's too big, Errol is too strong for him, he's going to walk him down and break his body. Y'all remember that talk? That talk lasted 3 years about how Errol's going to knock him out. And then what happened? Bud Crawford gave him the most brutal beating. It was a beating, a brutal beating. The most brutal beating we've seen in recent history. So, Things don't always play out the way people think just because somebody got power. Choco, your little brother, what's up, man? So, again, my peoples, Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson, I think that's probably the most important fight in boxing. Outside of Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez. That right there, I think there is no fight that Canelo can make that people want. Well, I know Canelo versus Benavidez is a big fight. That's a big fight. And Canelo versus Bivol, a rematch, that's a big fight. I ain't even gonna cap. Now, Canelo versus Terrence Crawford, that's also a big fight. That's a huge fight. You gotta think about it, man. Two pound for pound fighters, both champions. One moving up multiple divisions to challenge the other. Terrence Crawford is gonna be the underdog. Everybody been saying Canelo's gonna knock him out too. Bud Crawford has the opportunity to shock the world if he fight Canelo. Now, y'all gotta take this into consideration. Canelo Álvarez already reached out to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and expressed interest in going to the negotiating table after he takes care of business with Edgar Berlanga. So I personally expect him to wash Berlanga, and after that fight, he may end up agreeing to fight Bud. Imagine that showdown. Everybody already, not everybody, but so many people already discounted Bud. Like, oh, nah, Canelo's too big, Canelo's too strong. Remember when Errol Spence was too big and Errol Spence was too strong? Oh, now Canelo's too big and Canelo's too strong. And his weight class is for a reason and all that talk. I already told y'all, Terrence Bud Crawford is going to beat Canelo Álvarez if that fight happens. I can't predict the future. I don't know if that fight is going to happen. But if it is, so there you go. I'm giving y'all two predictions where I'm going for the underdog. Because everybody goes with the favorite. Everybody thinks the favorite is going to win. And the favorite doesn't always win. We already know that. I got Shakur Stevenson beating Tank Davis and Bud Crawford beating Canelo Álvarez. Imagine almost everybody is going the other way. Talking about Tank Davis is knocking out Shakur Stevenson if that fight happens. I got people telling me Tank is going to wash him. Yo, Tank is going to wash him, bro. Tank is going to take care of business in 3-4 rounds. So, we really got to see that fight to see if Tank is going to take care of business in 3-4 rounds. And then Canelo Álvarez and Bud Crawford, man, I'm trying to tell you. People think, Canelo is just going to wash him. Or, Canelo's so big, he's going to break him down. And, is he really? Because I promise you, man, the size difference between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Álvarez is not as big as people think. Everybody focuses on that number, 168, 168. Yo, look at them dudes standing next to each other, man. They look about the same size. Crawford actually is a little bit taller and has a little bit longer reach. And they look about the same size, yo. It's not like Canelo looks huge next to Bud. He don't. They look about the same size. So it's not gonna be, if that fight get made, when they're in that face-off, right in front of each other, that size difference is not gonna be what you think it is, man. It's not gonna be like Canelo's a huge guy next to this little guy. Because everybody forget Canelo Álvarez is a small 168-pounder. He's not a big dude. Why people now all of a sudden act like Canelo's huge? Oh, Canelo's big. And, he's too big for Crawford. Yo, Canelo's not a big dude, my people. Go look at all of his opponents in the 168 division. They all bigger than him. Every single person Canelo fought in that division has been bigger than him. He's not a big dude. So yes, Terrence Crawford is moving up to 168, and that's multiple divisions. I understand that part. But he's fighting a small 168 pounder. He's not fighting a big dude. So, you know, the way that people are looking at it, like, oh, that's 168, so just because that Canelo's gonna knock him out, I don't think it's gonna play out like that at all. I mean, yo, Terrence Crawford has a 40 fight career. He ain't never been knocked out. Why do people think he's gonna get knocked out? It's crazy because Shakur never been hurt in his entire career. That man's knees never buckled. He never wobbled. You know, he never did no funny dance or nothing. And people think he's just gonna get knocked out. How? You don't see his defense? You don't see how he make a miss and make a pay? Come on, man. And all of a sudden, oh, Tank Davis, he hit real hard. You gonna knock him out. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I give Tank his credit. It's not just that Tank is a knockout artist. He can fight. He can fight. Tank has a very high ring IQ. So I want to make sure, don't confuse my prediction with hate. I do not hate on Tank Davis. I don't hate on any fighter, as a matter of fact. But I got all the respect in the world for Tank Davis. I know what he brings to the table. I just feel confident about Shakur beating him. That's what that is. That's what I feel confident. I feel confident that Shakur can stay focused and away from his power for the duration of 12 rounds. Pitbull Cruz did it. If you watch video of Tank Davis versus Pitbull Cruz, he kept blocking that uppercut. Boop, boop, boop. Almost every time that counter uppercut came his way, boop, he blocked it. He was waiting for it. He was ready for it. So all I'm saying is, if Pitbull Cruz was able to stay away from Tank Davis's power, why should I not believe that Shakur is going to do the same thing? Why not? Of course he's going to do the same thing. He wants to stay away from that power. And Tank is going to get behind on the scorecards, and he's going to be looking for a knockout, which he's not going to find. Shakur going to pepper spray him with punches from the outside. Lace him up. I'm telling you, that's how it's going to play out. So y'all don't want to believe me, but same thing happened when it was Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Y'all didn't want to believe me, and then y'all watched the beating of a lifetime. The beating of a lifetime. Should have listened to me. I told y'all. Yo, by the way, Carmel Moulton, we're going to be fighting tomorrow. Oh, yeah. You got to watch that. I already told y'all. Carmel Moulton is the future. There's no getting around that. It's the inevitable. So, follow him if you're not already follow him. Follow his career. And just watch him do special things. Even in his first few fights, we already seen him do special things in the ring. When the hell? I cannot remember when's the last time I seen an 18-year-old kid go to the body like that. Matter of fact, I don't know if I ever seen an 18-year-old kid going to the body like Carmel. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Like that? Those left hooks like that, those right hooks like that, those uppercuts like that, those combinations to the body like that. I can't think of an 18-year-old kid that was doing that. You know, and I seen kids his age go nice to the body, real good. Don't get it twisted. But the way he puts them combinations together and multiple shots is going into the body flush, then through that guard, beep, 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 beep. Nah, yo, Carmel, he on some other shit. For real. Like, he ain't even supposed to be going like that to the body of his age. Hell no. So, yo, he's way too advanced for his age. Imagine, you know, Carmel at 21, 22, 23. Like, yo, this kid is years away from his prime. Like, he's not even close. He's years away from his peak. You imagine that. Years away from his peak. And his assault to the body is insane. It's insane. How you 18 years old and you doing it like that? So, you know, with Carmel is the inevitable. It's only, it's not if, it's when. When does he become a champion? You know, when is somebody going to give him a shot and he's going to take it away from him? How many titles is he going to win? How many divisions is he going to conquer? What is he going to unify? He's doing all that. He's doing all of it. I'm trying to tell you. He's going after all that. Taking everybody's strap. You know, a fight that I would like to see in the future, you know, because it can happen. Inoue is young enough to where 4 or 5 years down the line, he could see Carmel. That would be a fight, you know. But now I don't think Inoue is gonna see Carmel before he have to see Bam. And Inoue versus Bam is a fight that I'm just not ready to predict the outcome. I'm just not ready. Like, I have to sit down and really just think. Like, I don't even know how, if I would be able to decide, because we know what the monster brings to the table. We seen him do what he do. But we know what Bam brings to the table. And we see what he do. So, I don't even know what to say about that fight. I don't even know what to say, bro. For real. Anyways, my peoples, I appreciate you jumping on with me. Y'all already know what it is. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Peace.